know that you look around and got it. If you know that you looking around and you see some of your teammates that are not out there as as of yet, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead on and send them a text message, man, and say where you at. I'm looking for you to hop on this training, this train the trainers call, because man, we have work to do, right? So just go ahead on, ladies and gentlemen, get them on the line because I think this training right here, closing, is where a lot of people drop the ball. I would have loved to have done this training, but I know I have coached, helped, and seen this guy close a lot of people. So that's why he was selected on doing it. So I'm gonna get myself out the way because we got some other stuff that we're gonna definitely touch on tonight before we close this call out. So what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring you up to the front call, the man of the hour. This gentleman is like a little brother to me. I've been knowing this guy for over 27 years. Okay, I've been in this industry 20. Well, I've been knowing this guy now for over 23 years because I was already in the industry when I met him, right? So at least 3 years or so, or 4 years or so like that. So, but when once we connected, ladies and gentlemen, we ran and we ran forever. And this guy was only like 18, 19 years old during that time, but he had spunk, he had drive, and he wanted to learn. Now I didn't know what I knew today. Trust me, I didn't sound like the Jacob that you know today or you hearing today, right? I was a Jacob that's trying to figure it out myself, but guess what? I was still leading the charge because the company that I met him in, I went all the way to the tip top of that company within a year and a half. Okay. And there was a new company on the scene selling local phone services out of Las Vegas. But this company was, the owners didn't have any network market experience, but I was able to take my little bit of experience I had, about 3 or 4 years of it, and bring it to that company along with some other leaders, and we were able to build that company. And then here comes Mr. Thomas, and I can tell you right now, man, this guy, his background is real estate. He owns several companies. I mean, just about all things real estate that you can think about, from investment, commercial real estate. This guy has been and has been doing it all for years. All right. I never known this guy, even from 19 years old up until now, to have a job. That says something about his entrepreneurship, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, he's a go with our company on his way to diamond, ladies and gentlemen. We got to hurry up and get his butt to diamond, right? So here's an opportunity. But tonight, I am very proud and to hear. I don't know what he's going to talk about, but I know it's going to be closing and I know it's going to be good. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I will get myself out of the way for Mr. Eugene Thomas.
Wow, wow, wow. Mr. Mickle, can you hear me, sir?
Absolutely.
I appreciate that the introduction, sir, but I definitely got to give it back up to you. If I never seen the effects of being able to have a relationship with you and be a friend, a brother to you, a student, a mentee to you, I'm absolutely seeing it since Sunday with my son, who's 16 years old. He just put another person in the business right before this call, and I had to do a call from him after so I thank you. I'm grateful to you, sir. Your leadership is a bar none impeccable, and I'm not just saying that because you are who you are to me. And so I appreciate being on the line, doing this call. I'm humbled to be on the line doing this call. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. My name is Eugene Geno Thomas. My friends and family call me Geno. I have to go by Geno now because my oldest son is named after me, and he's in business and he's doing some things. I'm proud of him as well. And so I'm a servant leader here in this community, in my community generally, in life, very servant leader. And I'm a servant leader here with, a global brand ambassador, actually, with Extreme. I have an intention on being on this call, but before I go into that, you should have your pencil and your paper, and you wanna put train the trainer at the top. You want to put train the trainer at the top. Today is the fourth class of the series, and so accountability starts from today. We went through the prerequisites of what we're going through, what we're doing, and so we're definitely going to be having accountability from this point on. We definitely going to rank up. That's one of the reasons why we're on the line, to make sure that we're generating more revenue, and we do that by ranking up. And this promotion, Mr. Mickle put it on my mind prior to. But I'm gonna slow down because we got a little time. For the first time in a long time, I don't have to rush with you guys. That's a different feeling, and so we just gonna have fun. But if you're expecting to come to this call and I'm talking about the things you can watch on YouTube, or you can go learn somewhere else, that is not gonna be the call. This is and I want you to know also, I'm not the teacher. I'm not the teacher. If I say anything that you convicted by, don't be mad at me. If I say something and you say, boy, he the greatest thing next to sliced bread, I want you to give yourself. I'm not the next thing, the best thing next to sliced bread. I want you to give yourself kudos for being able to learn and utilize what you're learning. Well, hold up. If you do say I'm the greatest thing next to sliced bread, you know, I appreciate that, definitely. If you don't laugh at my jokes, it don't matter. I'm not a comedian. Don't get paid to be a comedian. I'm a businessman. But if you do laugh at my jokes, listen, I got one night, the Drop the Mic tour. Come and go to dropthemic.com, buy the tickets. No, I'm just messing with you. Don't you steal that domain name neither. That's a catch it, dropthemic.com. But ladies and gentlemen, I love to have fun. I love helping people. I am an urchin as well, a cool nerd, but I love to make money and help people make money. But I'm not the teacher here. I'm a teacher's assistant. As well as you guys on the line right now, we're all teachers assistants together. This is Train the Trainer, and it's our job to go out and be able to train other trainers. So we definitely want to make sure that we're always in the mindset to do business, the mindset to make money, and we want to help people make cash flow immediately. We definitely want to identify, develop, coach, train leadership so we can buy assets. So my intentions on being on this call, there's three intentions. I'm on this call because I love you. I definitely am on this call tonight because I love you. Otherwise, as God can, to God ears, I wouldn't be. And I want to make money with those on the line, $100,000 a month over the next 12 months. That's my intention, right? And my intention is to buy real estate with people on this line. I want to buy $1 million or more worth of real estate on the people with the people on this line. Those who want to. Those are my intentions. Now, the first thing you should write on your paper is your intention. You shouldn't have came to this call without no intention. That's what this type of call is. And so those of you who are there are meant to be here, right? But you shouldn't come to no call or nothing you doing without an intention. And so that way you can move from that intention phase and what's thought into what's physical, because the only person that determined that is you. Another precursor to this call is stop being a salesman. We don't sell anything. You can't sell anything, right? Start being a closer. We'll give you an example of that. Salesman, don't sell you the car. Salesman, don't sell you the house. Now, when you sit down with that finance manager and you signing your name and getting the keys, that's the closer. See, the salesman ain't sold you nothing. But that finance manager, boy, that's the closer. When you sit at the real estate table, signing your name, about to get them keys, that's the closer. Ooh, listen, Mr. Mickle, I love this topic. I'm gonna have to stick to script though, Mr. Mickle, because this is something that really, really, really excites me. Because you cannot create wealth, you cannot make money without an exchange. Before we go that, who do you know? Who do you know? To be in business, you got to always think about who you know. Who do you know? Because who you don't know, you're going to go know. You're going to find a way to know them. You're going to put yourself in those type of situations. It's very important. Who do you know? Right? So respecting opportunity is important. I got to give you that one. I want you to imagine something. If you're driving, don't close your eyes, but I want you to imagine something. This is late night, so we can talk. I want you to imagine that you live in a house and you got neighbors next door. And you actually go and help the neighbor's kids with homework. You cook food for the neighbor, but you never do it at your house. You're not helping the kids with their homework. You ain't playing soccer with them. You're not even cooking, right? In fact, it's really so bad that when you need to use the bathroom, you leave your house, walk out the front door, go to the neighbor, and go to use their bathroom. I know some of y'all saying that's ridiculous, but follow me. You go use their bathroom, and in their bathroom, you complain that the light fixture broke. You complain that one of the handles on the sink is broke. You complain that the shower head is broke. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because it sounds ridiculous, but we do it in our life and we do it in business every day. What do you mean, Gino? Well, you go and help somebody build their opportunity and support their opportunity every day. You complain about that too. But when you come to extreme or to your business, you're still complaining. You got to respect opportunity. You have to respect opportunity. You got to do for your kids in your house, you got to do. That's very important. You don't complain about your opportunity. It's just an opportunity. And it's not even an opportunity if it's not in the right person's hand. You can take the best tool and put it in a mediocre technician hand, and you're gonna get mediocre whatever the product is. But you can take the worst tool and put it in a superior technician hand, and he's going to create superior work. He respect what he has, his ability, the opportunity that he has. So you got to respect your opportunity too. That's first off. You don't talk about, well, I don't have what I need in the back office. Oh, I don't know what this is. Well, the Zoom wasn't working. You get my point. Now, this is the big boy and big girl call, right? So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking big boy and big girl call. Like I said, don't be mad at me if you convicted, because I'm talking to myself. I am talking to myself. You're going to hear me use the word I. I can use the word I in this setting because it's a training type of call. But you never, ever use the word I in business. You never use the word I in closing. You only use the word you. Why? Because you're only focused on the person that's in front of you or the people that's in front of you to serve, to close. That's why you say you, because you want to find out what it is about them that they need that you can serve so that you can close. And you want to be listening closely. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but sometimes the information, the ideas, it just comes. No matter how much I want to train or practice or go over what I'm going to say. So I'm going to try to stay within the confines of where we are. So the first thing you need to know is ABC. Always be closing. Always be closing. You're always closing right now. And if you say you're not, then that means somebody's closing you. Your kids are closing you. Whoever around you is closing you. Always be closing. In business, especially, right? The minute you say something, they say something, you're listening for vernacular. So the first thing, you need to learn the vocabulary of closing. I'm not finna go over that with you on this call. You can Google closing words. You can go to YouTube, learn closing words. But you want to get the vernacular. Because if you don't know the vernacular, you're not going to hear the clues. So you want to get the vernacular down, the vocabulary, right? Learn some more adjectives. And then you want to take the vernacular and you want to implement them in your conversation every day. Why? Because if you implement them in your conversation every day, they're going to become a part of you, and you're going to naturally always be closing because you're going to hear those same vernacular words in the marketplace from the people that you, what? Doing a transaction with or doing business with. And you say, man, Mr. Thomas, I don't think that's going to work. Let me illustrate for you. I'm the better than ever, better than most guy. You remember that if you know me. So what I'm telling you is going to definitely increase your closing ratio, the vernacular first, right? Make sure you study that, right? Now, really fast. I'm gonna stay here for a second so you can get me. When I was in college, there was this company I worked for. I'll tell you about this company in a second. But we went around 100 houses 3 times a day. I did that for over a year as an independent contractor. Like if I didn't make nothing, I ain't eat nothing. Right? Independent, true independent. Right? So we went. They taught us a system. We went around 3 times and looked at 100. I knocked on 100 doors. Obviously, the first time you're not gonna get as many people in the morning, but then you're gonna get a little more people in the afternoon, and you're gonna get a little more people in the evening. And so I met this guy. At the time, he definitely not a mentor, or wasn't a mentor of mine, but I thought he wasn't even a coach. Later on, I found out he was a coach. And I was selling high-speed internet. It's very important that you know every industry and product of the industry has come from our industry. Word of mouth. That's a different lesson. So I knocked on the door to this guy. He didn't even have a computer, but he ended up getting the high-speed DSL, and he said, "Man, you closed me. I really want to work with you." He had a company that he helped nonprofits. Those nonprofits, he didn't live in the best house. He didn't drive the best cars. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to do business. And you helping nonprofits? Oh my goodness. Because, sometimes people think that doing business is running a charity. But no, a charity is a charity and a business is a business. Now, you can have a charitable business, but charity is charity, business is business. That's for those of us that want to pay for somebody getting into the opportunity. We don't run a charity business. We run a business. Now, charity, if you have a charity, you might can do some business under that charity to be able to fund what you're doing, but we don't run a charity. We do business. So I'm looking at this guy, and I didn't want to prejudge, and I didn't, because I learned from the company. I didn't prejudge. He said, "Let's work together. I help nonprofits." It was just him, his wife, and a couple people. They would make calls every day. It was like a call center from 6 to 10, make calls every day, and the people would take money to the door, and we would leave a little bag. When I saw that concept, right, I was like blown away. And because he could actually help nonprofits. And he was coming from a great place. So I decided, and I understood. He said, man, you can close more people. I understood what he meant. We got on the phone and we started closing people. I was able to help them close. I was able to also get drivers, increase his revenue. He was not seeing as many people because he didn't have enough people to go and get the money off of the door. People would actually tape envelopes to the door and we would put the nonprofit information on the door handle. So I got some of my partners to drive for $20 an hour. If you call enough people, you get $10 from people. We ended up making 6,000 every 10 days. It was like 20,000 in 30 days, right? He was able to pay everybody. And then we started opening up from 6 to 10, doing it all day. Nike, he could help more nonprofits. And the people that we called initially, we could go back to them for a different nonprofit and we could bring expenses down. He taught me so much about using closing techniques to be able to speed up the process of an exchange. Because you can't be on the phone too long. So some of us are talking a little too much. Now, objections and rebuttals. This company that I went door to door with every single day, every morning we would come in and we would practice objections and rebuttals. See, objections and rebuttals are as important and close to PS3 because every day we went out and we looked for objections. That was the most important thing. In fact, they gave us a bonus if we brought back the most objections. I'm like, this is crazy. There's going to be a lot of people that tell me no. And so we got paid for bringing back objections. We brought back the objections, we created rebuttals for them, and we practiced them every morning. Now, how many objections did you get? How many objections do you have? Are you keeping track of those objections? Or are you running from the objections because you don't want to hit a no? Think about that. Very important. Because it's not about the no. It's about acquiring the objections. You get paid for every objection you get. And if you, over time, get enough objections and you get enough rebuttals, then it's having a conversation because closing is all about communicating. Communicating. They're not objecting to you. They just have some objections. And if you're able to meet those objections, keeping their goal in mind, then keeping them in mind, because you help enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. So keeping them in mind, which are rebuttals on how it serves them or how it makes their life better, you could conquer anything. So I would recommend here on out, running as fast as you can, calling enough people to get enough objections so you can have enough rebuttals. And that's like being the gunslinger. That's like having a fast finger, like the traders say, the trigger finger, fast trigger finger. So now you're doing this, you are creating those rebuttals for the objections, and you're able to help more people. At the beginning of the slide, the title slide, it said the closer, but it said the biggest hope dealer, because I'm the biggest hope dealer. See, we got a lot of people out there that need hope. But in order to provide hope to people, you got to have something in your hand. And you have the most magnificent thing in your hand that can help a lot of people, and they can get access for $60. For $60. So now, who are you? Who are you? Because once you start getting them objections and stuff like that, man, you're gonna be on cloud nine. You're gonna be getting some confidence, right? You're gonna be getting a lot of confidence, and you're gonna assume the sell. You're gonna start assuming the sell. I remember one week, there's nothing I could say. Every single day, I'm ringing the bell. I'm making the most money. I mean, you just couldn't do no wrong. right? I assumed the sale. You got to assume every sale. You got to assume every time that you're in front of somebody that you're going to get it done, right? And you say, well, I'm not going to lie to myself, Gino. We lie to ourselves every day. And if you say, no, you don't, you prove my point. You do, because you don't know the future. And so since you don't know the future, you might as well tell yourself a good lie instead of a bad lie, like it never will work for me. That's another training too. But assume the sell. You definitely want to make sure. And so you everything is working for you. You killing the game. You getting new members. You doing all of those things. Then it's gonna come to a stop. It's gonna come to a stop. Almost like Steph Curry having a bad night. Steph Curry having a bad night. And what that's gonna do, make sure it don't send you into the emotional roller coaster. Because your business is about getting paid for objections, right? It is about getting paid for objections. So don't make sure you don't get on the emotional roller coaster. Everybody have off nights, off weeks. I mean, what's his name? Russell guy, Westbrook, he had a whole off year. He's doing better now, but he had a whole off year and still got paid millions of dollars. Millions. So don't let that get you on the emotional roller coaster. And most of the time we're on the emotional roller coaster because we're trying to be salesmen. We're being salesmen. We're worrying about what it's gonna do for us, how much money we're gonna make, or what we need to do, what bill we gotta pay, or what they need. Not listening to what they need, but we thinking what they need. Like when you talk to your cousin that the car just broke, right? 2 weeks ago, and they asked you to borrow some money. You say he really need this, but he don't know he need it. So the key to closing is getting out your own head and getting out your own way and having a purity of wanting to serve people, listen to people. You have to create the art of listening, truly listening. Not thinking about the next thing you're gonna say before it gets there, but listening. Because people are going to tell you how to close them. How to close them. And do you have the credit card? Oh man, this is in parentheses and separate from everything because we don't ever ask for the credit card. Imagine going to the restaurant and you go to a restaurant and they never ask you for the credit card. You're gonna go to that restaurant every single day because that's the only place that never asks you for the credit card. See, this is an all-important one because most of the time we're afraid to ask for the credit card. And that should, if you're in business, that's the lowest level of doing business. Money is the lowest level of doing business. You shouldn't have a problem asking for credit card because if you're going to be a business person, if we gonna go from leadership to buying asset, we need to learn how to ask for more than what we need. Plenty of time, people only ask for what they need. In fact, I was walking one day and to the car, and this guy, he approached me, asking me for some cash. He asked me for $1. Now, like I know my kids don't even ask me for $1. What can you do these days with $1? And it just so happened that I didn't have $1 in my pocket. I said, man, if you'd have asked me for 100, I could give it to you. Because Mr. Mickle told us a story about try to put some cash in your pocket, put a few $100s in your pocket, gonna make you feel better about yourself. I know y'all remember that story. Well, I put a couple $100s in my pocket, and the guy came asking me for $1. Well, I ain't have $1. I said, ask for what it is, or more than what you need. Because if you ask for more than what you need, you're gonna always get what you need. Shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. Listen, I really do have faith that tonight that you're going to take all of those cliche things you heard and all of those things you learned on calls and different things like that, and you're going to fit them like a bike chain. You're going to link them together, begin to use them effectively in your business. So in real estate, if I need $100,000, I'm about to ask for 250. I might even ask for $1 million. Why? I need 100,000, but I don't know what's next to come. And what if they say yes? We got to be able to ask for the credit card. We straight feed people. We ask them, are you dining for one? Are you coming to the meeting alone? That's what we ask them. Are you coming to the meeting alone? No, I'm bringing a friend. Great. We see them down. Then we feed them, service them, right? We give them good information, put an opportunity in front of them. We ask them if they like it. They say, oh, we loved it. It was magnificent. I've never seen anything like it. And then we say, well, let me know when you're ready to get started. What? You didn't ask for the credit card? That's like going to the restaurant and eating the food. You just ate a whole steak with the potatoes and the cheese. It was delicious. And the waitress came up and said, how did you like the meal? I said, I loved it. She said, okay, have a nice day. Like I said, I would come all the time. That's why people come to your call and don't worry about coming to the call, because you're never going to ask for the credit card. You have to ask for the credit card. You can't close if you don't ask for the credit card. The finance manager definitely going to ask you which bank you prefer to go with, where you would like your payment so you can have that card. Now, you want to provide great customer service. This is all important. You remember when people didn't really serve you? You remember when you didn't get what you needed? You got to serve people. You got to check on people. Hey, I know you got started. I know you got what you need and everything. I'm just checking on you. Hey, listen, we got a call coming up. See, some of us think picking up the phone and calling somebody and asking somebody to come to the New York session or come to the London session, I'm bothering them. But nah, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what expected. Some people don't know what they should be expecting, so they don't ever hold you accountable to it. But let's start a new culture of things. What's expected is that customer service. What's expected is that family feel, right? You creating that family feel around everybody and the people you meet and that you do business with. You'll never meet a stranger, right? Some people tell me that you never meet a stranger. But most importantly, people will never outfriend you. You've heard that before from the Holton Bugs video. If you watched it before, like I really remember this guy Holton Bugs when he wasn't where he is. I do remember that, and I'm more than sure Mr. Jacob Mickle remembered that. He just got fed up. Like I remember before he made his money, I remember the car that he drove. I'm not going to go into people's business, but I remember the day that he decided that he was going to start Organic Gold. Maybe not the day he decided, but when it came out off of his lips. We were leaving a company. And maybe Mr. Mickle don't even remember because it's a pass by for them. But for me, I was younger than them. So I'm like a kid to them. I'm paying attention to everything. And so everybody's talking about it's a business for them. It wasn't quite a business for me, but it's a business for them. So everybody talking about the next deal they're going to get or the next place they're going. And he was like, man, I'm going to do this. I remember that day. And he went out to do it. Why? Because he had an intention, but he also was fed up. He was fed up. And you got to get fed up in your business too. And you got to start looking for the problems and the needs of the people. That's most important. Now, who knows you? Who you know, who you are, because during that period of time, you're going to find out who you are. Business is going to get better. Things are going to start changing. I mean, money going to start growing. because you're closing more. You're using the right vernacular. You're communicating better. You're relating better. You're comfortable with asking for the credit card. So, and you making other people comfortable because you're comfortable. They only uncomfortable because you're uncomfortable asking for the money. Oh my goodness, you made me uncomfortable. So now who knows you? Because the who knows you part makes you wealthy. It makes you wealthy. Somebody asked me the other day, do you have a business card? I haven't had a business card since maybe when my first son was born, maybe my youngest son was born, 2004, 2006, something like that. A business card? Because people know me and they know what I do. And so they call me. My phone rings off the hook. Why? Because I understand capital. Nah, not the capital you thinking about going to the bank and get. You got to understand that capital too. But the most important capital is relational capital. See, once again, I told you money is the lowest form of doing business. The lowest, at the bottom of the totem pole. Even though we hold value to it and it has so much value, so much value. You got to understand capital. And one of those capitals is the capital you see yourself. See, when somebody tell you no for $60 in the opportunity, it don't say anything about you. And you shouldn't let it. You should know that have value. Now, do you think you are worth $60? You have $60 worth of value or knowledge to share with someone or resources to share with someone? Absolutely. I'm super valuable just to be in the midst of me. If you walk alongside of Mr. Mickle for a year, every day you call him, every day you go, wherever he at, you go. If he doing it really, do you think you're gonna make some money? Absolutely. So you got to think about what value do you have? Now, some of us can't maybe catch it, but do you have value of always supporting the common unity? Do you have value of excitement? Do you bring excitement to the community, to what you're doing? I'm the excitement in every room. So your value, people do business with people. People build businesses, not businesses build people. So understand that you are the capital. You are the asset. It's you. Now, relational capital. How are you building the relationships? Are you only calling people when you want to put them in front of an opportunity call? Maybe you do it the first time, but the next 10 times, maybe you hadn't talked to somebody in a long time and you call them and you put them in front of the information and they say no. Well, that is your opportunity to start creating that relational capital. Text message them, call them. Man, I messaged a friend of ours, Miss Janine Barlow, today, and she was so happy to hear from me. Hadn't spoken in a while. You be surprised what that does. So understand where the true capital value lies. The true capital value lies in the community and being able to say, listen, I know Mr. Mickle, I know Miss Tana Gonzalez, I know that's where it is. That's where it is. In fact, if I'm talking to somebody who, tells me the certain needs that they have in the realm of, say, they need a doctor. Well, I'm gonna say, listen, I definitely am able to get you in line to be able to, would that value you to have access to the knowledge of a doctor as a business partner? If you if you know somebody that way, you can pick up the phone, talk to them. Maybe it might not give you an exam, but you can ask for advice. That would be valuable. Dr. B is a doctor. So why not write down all of the people that you know and what they do? See, my youngest son, I told the man if I had to do college again, I was going to college just simply to know people. And right now, I use all of the people I went to school with. My partner Dale, who's in Baton Rouge, he's an attorney, right? I use Dale for things. My other partner, who's an accountant. The people that I went to school with, and the people I meet today. So in my phone, I have multiple of every industry you can think about. Every single industry that you can think about is in my phone. I didn't know what Miss Bridget did, and then she told me. I told her about sending some wheelchairs to Jamaica, and she was like, "I do export import." I was like, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness." She in my phone like that. You won't outfriend me. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you go through this process, you ingest what I'm telling you, your closing ratio is going to go through the roof because you know your value, and people do business with what? You. They ain't doing business with Extreme. Extreme just provide an opportunity. And now you're everything you're doing, you believe it. It went from your head to your heart. See, when you started, you were just hoping this thing worked. When you started getting sales and things, your little faith went up. But now, who knows you? You believe. And that's the process. And so income follows assets. Let me tell you something about that. I had this guy, this elderly man, and this elderly man, he was real prejudiced. He really didn't like black people, but he had liked me for whatever reason. And I'm a young man in St. Louis, and so I didn't have the money to buy the property sometime, but I had the knowledge to tie it up. I knew that I could tie up a deal better than other people. I can negotiate and close on a deal, on that contract better than anybody else, and get because when you buy real estate, you buy it with a profit. So I could tie up a $200,000 property for $100,000. So this old man, he had buy the contract from me. I would have signed the contract to him for like $5,000. So one day we did a deal, and he took me for a drink afterwards, and he said, "You know why I do business with you, Gene? Call me Gene." I said, I said, "No, why?" He said, "Because you too cheap. That's why I do business with you. You know them properties you sold me that you made $5,000 from. You can make 20 and 10 and $20,000 for that contract from me and other people. So I do business with you because you're too cheap." Now some people would be offended by that. Some people would be ready to fight that old man in the bar. I just took the old man like he just laid down some game to me, right? He laid down some game to me. Now, from that point on, my numbers went up. Why am I telling you this story? Because it ain't the cost of nothing. It is not the $60. It's not the price. It's how you see what you do and what you provide to people. But you have to see it as an asset. And once you do, income follows assets. At that moment in time, I know I was an asset, and my numbers went up. My numbers went up. Now, being a relationship builder, being a relationship builder is very important. It's important that we are always looking to create harmonious and fair environments, right? It builds relationships. Sometimes It's not always about us. Sometimes it's about what other people might be experiencing or going through, or what their mission is. Not that you're taking on their mission, but you're helping to provide pieces that they need for whatever it is that they're doing. You want to build relationships, though. You definitely want to go to the different networking opportunities. You want to go to the things, community opportunity things that they do that you have in your area. If a church is giving something, you might not go to that church, but just go and show your face and build relationships. Connect in the community. Go to the community center. Just do things, right? Because every day you should be meeting 2 to 3 new people. So building the relationships and becoming that person in your area or in your networks or with the people and getting to meet the people that they know. But now all of those people are going to know you. And all of those people are going to start calling you. All of those people are going to start calling you because you the money lady. The money lady. You're not a money lady, because a money lady is anybody, but the money lady, you the one to go to, right? I am the ghostwriter, the ghostwriter. So people come to, I am the real estate guy. There's nobody that can do real estate like me. I'm the last stop. If you call me, that means nobody else could help you. I know my role. And guess what? People call me. And the more the phone rings, the more you make money. Why? Because income follow assets. So who knows you? Get known in your area, not just online, not just for no infamous stuff, but let people know who you are. And maybe you might keep some of your personal life stuff. Maybe you might do that. I kept my kids, I shielded them for years. Like, people who have been knowing me for a decade or more, they had never met my kids, right? It just didn't. People could know you and you can be involved with people, and the things that you want to protect, you can still protect. I don't want you to think that you have to, you don't. But you want people to know who you are. And becoming a connector of people. This is where you can make some mind-boggling money. Never having money, right? Never having money. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This guy wanted to open a Mexican restaurant, and for whatever reason, he couldn't get a liquor license. And so his friend knew me. So he called me. Who knows you? So he called me and said, man, I got a friend that want to open a restaurant. He got everything he need. He just can't get a liquor license. I said, well, you know what? I could get a liquor license. Now, I didn't have a liquor license. I can get it, though. There's somebody in my phone. There's somebody in my network. I can get it. See, when I have a problem, I scream it out to the world. Some of us be on the line and we want to keep our problems to ourselves. No, that was a lie. That's a lie that you tell yourself. So I called somebody that I knew had access to a liquor license, one of my homegirls, and wasn't really using it. And I was like, listen, I know somebody that need to utilize. Would you like 10% of a restaurant? They were like, yes, absolutely. I said, well, we need to use your liquor license, right? And he'll give you 40%. So he kept 50%. He gave me 40% and gave her 10%, all because I could provide him something he couldn't get. See, 50% of something is more than 0% of everything. And he was so happy with that transaction. He knew somebody else that was in the same position and called me again. And I said, listen, give me 50% for a couple of years. I'll sell the 50% back to you. But that's what I need. He said, sure. I went back to her. I said, hey, listen, you want another 10%? She said, sure. Boom, 2 people in business. Now, I didn't take the 40% because I wanted a piece of their business. No, I wanted to make sure that I can implement coaches and mentors for them to help the restaurant become successful, because they never really did that. And if they did, I didn't know. So I was securing the relationships. I was securing the liquor license with my friend, making sure everything went well. That's becoming a connector of people. You're able to connect people in your lives now, and we don't take advantage of that. We never take advantage of that. And so I hope this has been valuable to you, because you can go and on YouTube and learn these little simple things. But this is the real game that I gave you, so you can become a closer of people. You're going to start hearing words over and over. I can be in the airport, and because I studied the vernacular, I can hear those words amongst all of the noise in the airport. And you can too, right? So give people hope. And while you giving people hope, increase your faith and do more of the activity and increase your belief. Get to belief, right? Hashtag that hope, hashtag the faith, and hashtag the belief. And I appreciate being on this call. I appreciate you allowing me to share. I appreciate you receiving that we're not salesmen, we're closers. Salesmen don't sell nothing. Closers make all the money. Mr. Mickle, thank you, sir. I hope that this training was suffice, and back to you, sir.
Absolutely, but don't go anywhere. Let's put some fire in the chat for Mr. Eugene Thomas, real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put some fire in the chat, right? Can you guys hear me? Because my earpiece went out. Can y'all hear me? Somebody say yes or something, or put something in.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. All right, Mr. Thomas, question before you go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I need an example for me. If you're doing a presentation, and I want you guys to hang with us about another 10 to 15 minutes, because I got two questions for Mr. Thomas, and then I got something I want to go over real quick right after this. But I want you to talk to me about closing when you're doing a presentation. Give me a quick overview when you're doing a presentation. What's your method of closing?
Well, you got to close throughout the entire presentation, Mr. Mickle, because
stop it right there. Boom. You hit it on the spot. You got to close throughout the presentation. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got to close. You got to always be closing ABC. You got to close throughout the entire presentation, because different people are coming to the call for different reasons. You don't always know what those reasons is, but you know the personalities that's on the call. So the presentation is designed to share with those people who love helping people, right? And you close after that, right? When you ask for certain key things in the chat, you see people respond in the chat, you want to close. When you go on to talking about something that's fun for people, you want to close right after that. Why? Because those dolphins, they're engaged. You want to close them immediately. When you're talking about the facts of what's in the presentation, right? The information as far as Forex or whatever it is, you want to ask them to respond in the chat. They do. You want to close them immediately, because those are the people who came to the call to hear the facts. And those people, when you get to the money and you start talking about the money and they getting excited and you saying put dollar signs in the chat or put some fires in the chat, and they do, you want to close them immediately, because you done had, that's the height of their attention in the presentation. I hope that helped, Mr. Mickle.
Oh, no, you're not talking to me. You're talking to the fans. You're talking to the people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
yes.
absolutely.
Because I saw him you putting fire in the chat. I saw him put fire in the chat because you're 100% correct in every word that you said. All right, one more question real quick. Doing a three-way.
Yes, sir.
When you're doing a three-way, what are the things you want to make sure you cover when they have watched the video, when they have a few questions? What are your closing techniques on that piece?
Well, Mr. Mickle, when they watch the video, you get on a three-way call. You ask them what did they like the most, and they're gonna whatever they tell you, you still want to know what they like the most, because when they tell you what they like the most, they just gave you the answer to close them. Period.
Wow. Wow, man, you're a good mentee. You are a great mentee. I hope you guys caught that because, ladies and gentlemen, there's no magic dust. It's just that he said some key things. You have to get good at listening. When you listen, you can close. If you're trying to talk more than the person that you're trying to close, then you're going to miss what it takes to close them. Ladies and gentlemen, this closing technique is very, very simple, but you have to make sure that you take them through the process. And that one of the process is listening. Ask the right probing questions, not closed-in question, open-ended question to get them to respond. Because as long as they're responding, ladies and gentlemen, the wall is starting to come down. The wall is, because the more they start to like you, see, they already have respect for the person that put them on the phone. They're buddies. They know what's up. But when they
Well, Mr.
now
Mickle,
yes,
not to cut you off, you
you did
said
already.
something very
But you did
no,
already.
no, but you saying something very key that
No,
I
but
don't
go ahead.
want
I'm
them
just
to
kidding.
miss. Yeah, I don't want them to miss that, because you said they're warming up to you. See, it's always rapport, icebreaker, close, then the presentation. Really, that's what's supposed to be happening. By the time they come to the presentation, they're supposed to be closed already for real. But Mr. Mickle said a key word, that they were warming up to you. You can actually go through those steps while you're on the phone with for a three-way call, and each step is a question. You ask them the question and let them answer it. That was key, Mr. Mickle. Going
Absolutely,
through it.
absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to try to put my earpiece on because I'm talking loud through the speakerphone. So hold on. Let me try to put it back on. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Loud and
Yes, sir.
clear.
Oh, you're in my ear. Good job. Good job. Y'all back in my ear. So I hope I can have enough juice. Guys, if I can get through what I'm going to get through, Mr. Thomas, man, you did an awesome job, man. I love, you know, talking about and closing people after they had gone through the process. And the process is always easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's easy on the person that's doing the presentation when everybody is playing team. That's why when Mr. Gordon or Mr. Gordon Clark or Ms. Bridget Butler or Mr. Thomas, Eugene Thomas, who you just heard from, or Dr. Benjamin, these are the four people. We need more people like you guys to step up and start doing presentations. We need to get more people in the rotation. We only have 4 people in the rotation right now, right? So we need for you guys to understand, because the more you start presenting, guys, the faster you're going to grow your organization. And now you understand the psychology of why every slide is in order for a reason. Every slide is in the order for a reason, because it's the psychology behind closing them out. If you understand, get the presentation, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have it, and study the presentation, look at the flow of it. Everything is closing, ladies and gentlemen. But you got to know when to, you know how to close. That's why y'all, if y'all know that, let's go back. A perfect example, and Mr. Thomas said it, a perfect example of what Mr. Gordon Clark did on Saturday. He addressed questions, which is almost unheard of when doing a presentation. A lot of people get distracted by it, but he closed throughout the presentation by answering questions in the chat. And I'll be honest with you guys. This is a late night builders call, right? That means I'm not talking to traders. I'm talking to people that trade, like Mr. Ron. I see my man, Mr. Ron, walk out there. You know that's my dude. But I see him out there. I know he's a big trader. But here's the thing: I'm talking to him because I know he want to build too. But I feel now we're talking about Saturday, right? Those questions, those who were on that, 141 people got on that call. But those questions that Mr. Clark was getting, those questions was not coming from a guest. The way those questions was coming across, that was a skilled person. hide behind a name of a guest. Guys, game recognized game. But Mr. Clark did such an amazing job. Put some fire in the chat if he was on there on Saturday, listening to that amazing presentation that he did on Saturday. And he got through that thing in 35 minutes, answering questions, presenting, and trying to be distracted at the same time. But he did it in such an amazing job. I was so impressed because I understand. Because me, I don't look at the chat when I'm presenting. I don't look at the chat. But Mr. Clark reads the question, present, and answer the question, and stay on point. That was incredible, Mr. Clark. I'm saying that because I understand what they were trying to do to you, my brother. And I just wanted to point that out. So let me give you guys something real quick. Just a nugget. And I got 12. I got a couple of minutes. All right. Y'all know there's a promotion going on, right? And it's 59, Miss. I don't know whether you're trying to put something up here, Miss Tanny Gonzalez. Oh, Lord have mercy. Guys, y'all saw this disclaimer there because she know I'm going to talk about some money, right? So, your past profit doesn't predict future gains. You can read this, you know what it says, but if you don't put nothing in, you don't get nothing out. Okay? That's the bottom line. So move that out of my way, Miss Tanny Gonzalez. Thank you. She's always being compliant, right? And I don't blame her. So thank you for keeping us in compliance. So, but ladies and gentlemen, there's a promotion going on, $59.99 or $59. Because I think Mr. Sloan, when he reprogrammed this thing, he forgot the 99 cents. Well, y'all take advantage of it, okay? So, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Ms. Gonzalez, can you put up the slide that I need you to put up real quick? Because I want to share something, family, real quick before we go off of this call. I see we still staying at 39. We got up to 40. But I hope the 39 can stay with me for another 8 minutes or something. If Miss Tanner can put my slide up. Are we waiting on you, Miss Tanner?
Yeah, I'm going to put it up right now.
There you go. Mr. Ron, that's right, baby. Locked in. Let's go. That's my dude. Oh, my goodness. Not that slide, Miss Tanner.
Okay.
There you go. That's the slide right there. Okay, family. This is what I need for you guys to look at. If anybody on here that just got started with us, in the last 3 days, 4 days, or whatever, since Saturday, I want to welcome you to the team. Now, guys, this is how I look at a new business partner. I look at a new business partner that joined, that want to build. Now, somebody come in and just want to trade, but this is not a trading call, so I'm talking building, right? So we're not going to have the traders conversation right now. When I look at someone that just got started doing a promotion, I don't have time. Y'all hear me? This is a building call. I don't have time to walk you through no damn back office. I'm going to say that one more time. This is a builder's call. I don't have time to walk you through no damn back office. We're in the midst, I should say, of a promotion. What's going on right now? I don't have time to be showing you this. I don't have time to show you this because when I show you, when this thing is over, 3 days from now or 2 days from now, after, from Saturday till tomorrow, and I show you what this look like right here, I'm gonna say this is you in your tree, but look what we did in the last 24, 48 hours at $59.99. This right here will get me more excited than you walking me through some damn back office, slowing me down other than talking to me about how to make money. Why in the heck? I will not even, only thing I'm gonna show you how to do is sign somebody up right now. We're gonna do some back office training tomorrow night at 10 o'clock when Miss Tanny does it. That will probably be the first time that my new prospect or my new business partner get to see the back office. other than signing somebody up. Why? Because we're in the middle of a promotion and you got in on it and we get ready to take advantage of it. Why in the heck that every time I would talk to somebody, hey, these videos are not up back there. Hey, this is not right in the back office. Hey, Mr. Milko, this is not going through. Hey, guys, we're in the middle of a promotion. Put some fire in the chat if you can really feel me right now, because I know I'm stepping on some toes, but this is a builder's call. I know I am, but this is a builder's call. You got to think different when you build it. You can't think, even though I know I got traders that builds on here, but you can't have a trader's mentality when you're trying to build. When you building, you're building. When you're trading, you're trading. But guys, the back office is, because think about this. Wouldn't you rather take somebody to the damn back office when you got something to show them that they accomplished? Look, during the promotion, man, we was able to get you 3 people. During the promotion, we was able to take them to their tree and say, oh my gosh. Now all we got to do is help your 3 get their 3. And now you will be at a position as when they renew, 28 days from now, you'll be at $500 a month. So now in the process, the next 28 days, we want to help them get their 3. Even though the promotion is over, now let's help them get their 3. Now I'm down on the second level, not just on my first level anymore. I'm down on the second level working with those 3 in my first leg, in my second leg with those 3, and in my third leg with those 3. Because now in the first 28 days, I might get the silver. But no, some of us want to use our PhD, our master degree, our undergrad degree, all that, because we want to walk you through the back office and you got in here to make money. Guys, I'm telling you, you got to think different. The promotion is going on. So tomorrow, if I were you, but I'm not, I will be on the phone with my new prospect that just got in and say, let's see how many people we can put in your business for $59. But I just want to trade. No problem. We're going to get you traded up, and I'm going on, and we're going to get you all the trading information you need. I will go to my next person. Let me help you. Somebody's off mute. I want to help you get your first 3 while the promotion is going on. And if they say, oh yeah, $59, man, I know I can put my buddy in, my cousin in, I can put this person in for $59. Oh, absolutely. That's how I will be driving this business, ladies and gentlemen. There's no reason why. See, because you who've been around this thing for a little while, it'll be a little bit more difficult for you to go out and recruit somebody new. A whole bunch of, a bunch of people, 10, 15, 20 people, right? But for that new person, it's simple for them because now you're getting into their warm market. Their warm market never been exposed to extreme, but your warm market has. So it's easy to talk to them. Help them close their warm market out for $59 doing the promotion. Then you trying to go out here and recruit 1,000 people yourself. But if you get somebody promoted to, during the process, during the promotion, just help them just get 10 people. Help them get 3 and help their 3 get 3. They would appreciate you 28 days from now. If you help them even get to something called silver 28 days from now, they will really thank you more than you walking them through that damn back office. Because guys, 99.9% of the people join Extreme to make money. They don't join Extreme just to be throwing money away. They join Extreme to make money, whether it's on the trading side or the building side or both. But if your job is not to hold them back. Your job is to move with speed and get out of the way, other than trying to use all your degrees and all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the time. Use your daggone GED if you have to. Act like you never graduated from high school if you have to. Because I'd rather say, we used to say that back in the days, guys. And the guys that been around this industry for a while will get it. I is a millionaire, or I am a millionaire. See, I is a millionaire sound just as good as I am a millionaire, and you all both are one. See, because guys, it doesn't matter at that point. Because even if you say I is a millionaire, and the person come behind you saying I am a millionaire, it won't matter. You'll listen to them anyway because they have something that you want. When you guys hear, I'm gonna say this and I'm closing. When you guys hear Eric Thomas speak, and you hear Les Brown speak, and then you turn and hear Tony Robbins speak, and you hear some, do they sound the same? Does Eric Thomas sound like Anthony Robbins? No. No. Eric Thomas got his own identity. Anthony Robbins has his own identity. Guys, they are both motivational speakers, but they sound totally different. But they both get the job done. Does Tony Robbins sound a little bit more educated than Eric Thomas? Yes, he does. But who is the #1 motivational speaker in the world right now? The one that sounds the most polished, or the one that sounds like he sounds? See, guys, I don't get caught up on that. Be who you are, man, but have a sense of urgency. I'm gonna be honest with you. Coach Val, and I don't know whether she's still on the call, but she called me up and she said something. I'm gonna see if she's still out there. Coach Val is still out there, she's gone. Okay, I think she's gone. But she called me up and she said something about, I just put somebody in and they something before I can walk them through the back. And I said, Coach Val, it's a promotion going on. I don't have time to talk about that right now. I said, you should be calling more people right now. And she got it the next day, which was Saturday when she called me. The next day she put 6 people in the business on Sunday. But guys, I'm saying all that to say is this, ladies and gentlemen. You got to move with a sense of urgency in everything. And we say it all the time, and maybe one of these days it'll register with you guys. Success loves speed. Money loves speed. The longer it takes you to get to a certain point, the quicker people lose interest. That's like, and I'm gonna say this and I'm closed. I'm out. I promise you, I went 5 minutes over already. Guys, that's like if you say, oh my God, man, we've been dating for 10 years and we ain't got married yet. That man ain't married you yet. You start thinking, wait a minute, I have been with that joker for 10 years, he ain't asked me to get married. Now, if both of you guys agree on that, That's something totally different. But if you've been waiting for this joker to ask you to marry him, and then all of a sudden he don't, and you be like, wait a minute, you're right. Then it start, saying, wait a minute, he might not now marry me. So doubts start coming in your head. Not saying that he probably won't. He might ask you the following month to get married. But you don't know that. But you thinking, well, if you don't ask me, hurry up and ask me, man, like tomorrow, I'm out of here. Because you start losing interest. And it's the same way in business, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, I'm out of here, man. I just hope you guys got something out of just sense of urgency and understanding, man. And I know you're thinking, man, I should have put more people in, got more people out of so-and-so when he signed up. Guys, you still got tomorrow. Close out strong, man. Close out strong. So with that being said, man, y'all know I love you guys. I see Miss Crystal out there hanging in there with us. I'm so glad. Every time I see you now, I see you on the call with us. I'm glad to see you coming back. You get back in the swing of thing, and we miss you, sis. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Thomas, man, you did an awesome job. We appreciate you, my brother. You did a great, great, great job, man, on closing. You went a different route, but it was very different, but you made your point, and your point was well taken. So with that being said, next week, Dr. Benjamin will be doing whatever it is. I think it's three-way phone calls. And the reason why he's doing that, because I do more three-way phone calls than anybody else in this whole company with him. Okay, so I'm putting him, he is doing three-way phone calls next week, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss that, because he is the king of three-way phone calls, okay? So, and Miss Tanny is doing a back office training for your new prospect. So get them on that call tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, right? And don't forget about the 11 o'clock call tomorrow. 11 o'clock. I see you guys there. We got some things we need to talk about, but it won't be like what we talked about on this call tonight. That's why I love you guys. So with that being said, man, I love you guys. There's nothing you can do about it. And man, I see all you guys at the top. Miss Tanny, open my lines up so I can
The line is open.
Let me hear from my peeps, guys. Wake somebody up in your
Thank you
house.
so much.
Booyaka.
Great job,
Mama,
Gino.
thank
Thank you
you
so much,
Tanny.
Mr. Deborah, for this
Bye.
training.
Mick,
Thank
love you
you.
all. Peace.
Absolutely. Let's go, man. Y'all have a good night.
Let's
Y'all
go,
been here
team.
too long. Hang up.
That was
Y'all been here
Jen.
too long. Bye.